Great. Also, as if you don't have enough to do, kind sir,
Yeah.
you announcing the opioid crisis and substance use disorder services, and part of that.
Yeah, it really is, it goes hand in hand. As I mentioned, a number of people who have substance use disorder also suffer from mental health issues. And when you look at like our criminal justice system, there are some figures that say that in the Baltimore City Jail, close to 60% of those inmates have either substance use disorder or mental health issues or both. And that's why the governor's budget includes a therapeutic treatment center to shift individuals who, are nonviolent but have these issues into that facility so that they can be treated. Because when you go to jail, a person stays there 6 months. So if you don't address the issues they have in that period of time,
right,
and then have some kind of handoff when they go back out on the street, they're just going to cycle back or do something worse or die. And so this is an opportunity to try to address those folks before and to get them back to productivity before something else happens.
And you're to be commended, because my question would be, why did it take your folks to come to that realization when others have had the opportunity to do likewise?
Well, we just try to do what's the right thing, and I think other folks sometimes have baggage and they get caught up in all these other games and things, and, probably one of the topics of this week, we can talk a little bit about that too. Sometimes it takes the other party or the outsiders to come in and do what's right, because we said the other way we're going to go is through the juvenile services side. The kids that are on probation with juvenile services, we'll try to move them through, and it's just a question of getting space. But we're working back with the schools again to try to do this as a two-track. The kids who are in school, kids who've had some challenges, working with them. So, but it's like, it would have been easy to do it already. You had more skills than I do. If you're gonna open, and I tell my friends down in Prince George's County that they've been complaining about not having tablecloth restaurants and high-end retail for a long time. If you're gonna put in a new tablecloth restaurant and you got to pay your dishwasher $15 an hour, wouldn't you just go across the river to Arlington and Alexandria and put your restaurant over there? And the people in Prince George's County would drive over the bridge to that restaurant or that shopping center over there versus putting it there where you gotta. So you can pay. In Virginia, it's $7.25. It's the minimum wage. We're already above. We're at what, 10.10 statewide. I think Prince George's County is at 11. So that I understand what their intentions are, but the minimum wage was never intended. Skills training, important thing. We need to train people for the jobs of today and tomorrow. We've been trying to talk to, and we talked last year, to Baltimore City schools about a program that the home builders will provide in the schools for no charge to teach young people the skills that are needed, that the home builders need. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, whichever the school wants and whichever their survey of what is needed in the area. Their members are other home builders. And so they would come in and we would talk about, let's pilot it at one school. I brought it to the school administration. They said, hold on, we'll wait a year and then we'll look at this. I'm like, this is not hard. So you lost a year. Okay, we're back trying to talk to them now, and they're maybe.
Their decision was, that forced the opposition to Derek Davis to figure out what we're going to do to leave out of here with a united front.
Right.
It would never have happened without the support of the Republican caucus voting to support Derek Davis.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, there are definitely two winners in the whole thing. I mean, of course, Speaker Jones is a winner, so I'll say three.
Right.
But the Black Caucus finally standing up and the majority of them sticking together. That was something they showed that they really have power if they want to. They've always had influence, but they never exercised their power. And in this case, they did. And I particularly want to point out Talmadge.
Yes,
What
sir.
Talmadge Branch did, Delegate Branch.
Troopers. These are troopers.
You know, he worked the whole time, you know, early on supporting Derek to get Adrian to support Derek, you know, and they fought against the party, you know, the rest of the party, the status quo.
The progressive wing.
The progressive wing and their party chair, you know, Rockamore Cummings comes out kind of ham-handed, you know, trying to do this heavy-handed Washington type of politics and talking about punishing people. And I think that also tipped the scales. And then the other winners, of course, was the Republican caucus. You're right, it would not have happened. And they knew early on, and that's why Rockamore Cummings came out with her crazy letter, you know, because they knew that Derek had enough votes in the Democratic caucus, and then combined with the Republicans, he would be Speaker. No question about it. And so when they then came out on what was that, Wednesday, and said, Derek Davis, and we're going over to the House right now, waiting to vote.
And I sat there with them,
that forced
waiting for them to come out of that 6-hour dilemma, and
that forced it. So, you know, you've had the Republican Party in this state, you know, provide the first statewide elected officer, that being Michael Steele.
right.
And then the Republican Party instrumental in getting the first African-American female Speaker of the House.
Not to mention, came back behind Mike Steele with you.
Yeah.